Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz gained an extra $1 billion with a B during the pandemic. And now he's fighting union efforts at his stores. Now, we might categorize this story here, Farron, under things that are not shocking. Tell us about what happened here with Starbucks' new CEO.
Right. So Schultz, he's been the CEO of Starbucks for many years. And then he left. He said, I'm taking a step back. I'm going to be kind of just a behind the scenes guy. But then during the pandemic, obviously still owning most of the company, he gets $1 billion. But they also saw something else happen. They saw people working under these horrendous conditions finally band together and said, we deserve better. So there's been a huge unionization push at Starbucks stores across the country, and they've been wildly successful. So then the current, or I guess former now, Starbucks management came back and said, Howard, you got to come back and help us here. So he says, all right, I'll come back and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be paid $1 a year. That's my yearly salary.
That sounds really reasonable.
Yeah, look at how generous I am. $1. And he starts busting up all these stores, ignoring the fact that he got, again, close to $1 billion in just the last 12 months and acting like he's the hero. I only get paid $1. I don't know what you're talking about, folks. It's disgusting. He's closing stores. They're firing union workers. They've accused one store of actually kidnapping a manager because they all confronted him about their union efforts. And so Starbucks said, no, you kidnapped him. It's crazy what Howard Schultz is doing here, but that's why he was brought back. He has the power, he has the money, right? And he's trying to kill the unions.
And that's what's been noted, that's one of the things that he was noted for, is that, hey, he has the ability, he's been very successful in fighting off these unions. I feel like, though, this is the sort of the end of a Scooby-Doo episode, right? Where, you pull the mask off and, hey, who was conducting all these efforts? Who was part of this strategy? And it's like, this is the most unshocking thing in the history of the world. Of course, this is exactly what it is. But if you look at the complaints and you see what they are, I mean, they range from very significant to minor, but you see a pattern here, right? When you see them offering these stores and not offering other stores, essentially punishing the people who've chosen to unionize, when you see they've got hundreds right now. I think it's over 200 complaints that have been issued about basically violations related to these union type activities. So this is not like, oh, there's one bad apple. What this reveals to me is a coordinated effort. I mean, does that raise bigger concerns for you overall with what they're doing here?
Oh, I think absolutely. And they know, like you're saying, they know exactly what they're doing. They're pitting stores basically against each other. And they're saying, oh, this non-union store, we're going to come in, everybody gets a $5 an hour raise. But you union store, because you're union, you have to negotiate with us. And oh boy, that's going to be a couple of months in the courtroom. So we're going to go ahead and give these people raises and benefits, which are not $5 an hour. They're paltry small raises. But they're trying to make the union people and send the message out to the non-union stores that look how generous we are over here. You don't want to have to get involved in all these fights and negotiations and, oh, that's a hassle. But that's what they're doing. And that's, again, super small part of it. And we are seeing stores just completely close down because they voted to unionize. So all these people without jobs suddenly.
Yeah, when you get equal bargaining power, the difference that makes, and when it's just one versus the very large company, you don't have it. You don't have it. But when people band together and you see the reaction to that because they know what that means. They know what that means. They understand what that means.